يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. Obedience of Allah, fathers, mothers, colleagues in Islam, once again I say Salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I testify to the oneness of Allah, the one who originates the creation. He is one without equal, He is one without associate, He is one without deputy, He is one without assistance, He is one without beginning, He is one without ending or point of termination. It is He who has endowed the world with the best of mankind, the best in character, the best in attitude, the best in speech, the best in all ramifications. That is Maulana Mustafa Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I testify that his messenger, a prophet of Allah, a servant of Allah, are no more. May the peace and benedictions, salutation of Allah be showered upon his noble soul, his companions, and those who stood with him from the days of adversity till the end of the world. By extension, may Allah be pleased and bless each and every one of us today. Dear Muslim congregation, or listeners anywhere we may be listening to today's khutbah from the University of Unilorin, I want to welcome each and every one of us to this beautiful month of Rabiul Awwal 1436. The month in which the best of mankind was given birth to, the month and date that is not confused. It is a day or month there is no controversy over it about the path of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Unlike what we witness about some other religion or other individuals, that they are in perpetual darkness and in confusion. The month and the date of the birth of our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not a confusing one. This is the month in which the greatest man in the world, in the record of man, and was confirmed by his creator Allah in the glorious Quran that he was given birth to. The celebration of the birth of our beloved leader, the leader of mankind in all virtues, take different dimensions among different group of Muslims. Because of the greatness of this man, he is remembered on occasions like this differently. We want to commemorate his birthday from the perspective of being a perfect model to humanity. Therefore, our own reflection at this khutbah today is we want to remember the birth of the Prophet Muhammad by extreme or focusing within the ambit of the time available to us. We want to see him in terms of how he is a perfect model to humanity. And from the glorious Quran, Allah says, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ لِمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو اللَّهَ وَالْيَوْمَ الْآخِرَ وَذَكَرَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. Meaning, certainly you have in the Apostle of Allah an excellent pattern on whose hope is in Allah and the last day, and who remembers Allah up to Quran chapter 33, verse 21. In my own little assessment of this man called Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the greatest man in history. Why? For the following reasons. A man without a degree, an unlettered man that is often referred to as a teacher who had produced the best brains and professors around the world. So many people have become teachers, great malams, scholars, professors. They are only studying a little portion of the knowledge which he has imparted on the world. Secondly, he is the greatest man because he didn't read any administration, but he set up ideal, realizable, and perfect government of the Muslim world. He was the head of that administration. The administration that was just, equitable, free of corruption, and divine in nature. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is a man that never went to a military school, but he led military battles without losing anyone. He conquered the entire world with eloquent speech and exemplary life. May the peace and blessings of Allah be showered upon him. This is a man that read no medicine, but he finally referred to as a healer. The Tibbun Nabawi, that is the medicine of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, is a perfect medicine that needs all the time. May Allah shower his blessings upon this man. This is a man who did not commit any crime, but was persecuted. Economic and social sanction or embargo was placed upon him, and yet he committed no crime, and he persevered with the persecution of the unbeliever. He only prayed that my people, they do not know, may Allah guide them aright. Prophet Muhammad remained to be the greatest man in the world for several reasons, and some of which we will go into in the process of this. This is the month in which he was born. He lived like any mortal will live. He died and he was buried, but he is the most living person in the world, because the legacy he left behind remained with us. Obedient servants of Allah, where is the legacy of Prophet Musa? The stick, the miraculous stick of Prophet Musa is no longer available to man. Where is the miraculous healing of Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam? What remains of that are liars in our society. But this man, an unlettered person, somebody who never schooled, and he taught mankind how to live a perfect life. لقد كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة حسنة لمن كان يرجو الله واليوم الآخر وذكر الله كثيرا. Dear brethren in Islam, our beloved Prophet began his childhood as a typical orphan. Who are the orphans? Orphans are the weak in the society. They are people depending on the well-wishers around to take care of them. Are people who appear not to have future because there's nobody to take them to school, nobody to pay for education, nobody to protect them. He began his life as an orphan. You will recall that about 2 months thereabout, after his conception by our beloved mother Amina, his father Abdullah passed on. Just about 2 months. Therefore, the poor woman was only one that was left carrying the pregnancy. And shortly after giving birth to him, just about 6 years, this woman also passed away. Therefore, he became a typical weak, somebody who needs to be looked upon, somebody who needs help of those who You are oppressed and suppressed for life. Therefore, he lived that life. Only to become a refugee. Yes, a refugee in the household of Abdus. He became a refugee there, like any refugee that they are only waiting for the good wish of people to bring food, clothes for you. He lived under this. He had the experience. And when he grew up, started working like a servant, like maid, under the person I qualified as madam. She worked under madam, paid, controlled, and he served madam, the person who eventually became the beloved wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah referred to this period of time by saying, Alam yekidika yetima aawa. Did he not find you and give you shelter? So he was found an orphan and he lived an orphanage. The Prophet Muhammad passed through all these stages to prepare him for an uncommon assignment, the assignment of prophethood. لقد كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة حسنة لمن كان يرجو الله واليوم الآخر وذكر الله كثيرا. Great servants of Allah, Prophet Muhammad was an unlettered prophet. Despite being an illiterate, he taught the world the most complex realities and knowledge which could not be faulted even by his enemies. What we want to say about the mercy which he imparted through his sayings, mankind. A complex knowledge, but knowledge remains valid if with modern science. Allah said about him, هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين. Surah Jumaat, verse 2. It is who raised among the inhabitants of Makkah, so that it will not be confusing. That the Ummiyyin, the Prophet Allah is referring to, is among the Meccans. It is who raised among the inhabitants of Makkah an apostle from among themselves, who recites them his communications and purifies them and teaches them the book and the wisdom. Although they were before certainly in clear error. Quran chapter 62, verse 2. وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ is often translated this way. Al-Kitab refers to the communication of Allah or Al-Quran or the Kitab, the book itself. Wal-Hikmah, the Hikmah is often referred to the traditions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which are the wisdom or wise sayings of the prophet predicated on the understanding of Al-Quran. Therefore, Al-Hikmah is the wisdom of the prophet, which we read through various ahadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it remains to be unique, it remains to be perfect, it remains a source of reference for those who want to lead a beautiful life. The qualities of postulation of theories, organization of people together with their affairs, and excellent leadership of people were inherent in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. These are rare combinations of qualities not found in an individual except Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. لقد كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة حسنة لمن كان يرجو الله واليوم الآخر وذكر الله كثيرا. How does the word perceive Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? I want to go through one of the historians, an orator, a good writer called Charles Thomas, and I want to read a portion of his book titled Heroes and Hero Worship. That is the title of the book. And the portion concerning the Prophet Salam and the portion of it I will be taking. He, I'm quoting him, he, Muhammad, was a poor man who toiled severely, unable to support his dependents, his household. He did not attach importance to what the riffraff and the common people run after. As I see it, he was not a bad person. He was not given to lust of any kind. Otherwise, the Bedouin Arabs who were engaged in bloody fights would not have accorded him respect and submitted to his obedience within 23 years. While they were closely in relationship with always all these references, they were men, brutal, who sporadically get engaged in fierce conflicts and all kinds of violence. No one could control them without possessing the moral value and courage. Or did he not stand openly in their midst? They faced him, addressed him without a barrier between him and them. He was not surrounded by any religious secret or ambiguity. He was seen patching his gloves and sandals. He was fighting, making consults, and issuing orders while in their midst. Without doubt, they must have realized his kind of man among men. End of quote. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. Certainly, an apostle has come to you. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. إن الحمد لله القائل في كتابه العزيز ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس ليذيقهم بعد الذي عملوا لعلهم يرجعون. نحمده سبحانه وتعالى ونشكره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم. بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين حميد مجيد. The point of departure from the first part of the khutbah was that verse found in Quran chapter 9, verse 128, where Allah described the kind of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why? And that was the only reason why it was acceptable to Mexicans that will not easily accept anybody to lead them. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. Certainly an apostle has come to you from among yourselves. Grievous to him is your falling into distress. What grieved him, what gave him discomfort is to see anybody to be distressed. He is always stressed by any pain inflicted on any other human being. Excessively solicitous, respecting you, Rahman Rahim. To the believers, he is compassionate. Allah shared two of his names, his attributes with the Prophet Salam. It's not the Prophet is not direct as Abdul Rahuf, Abdul Rahim here, but himself is Rahuf Rahim. That is the Prophet. This is a man that after the conquer of Mecca, the later years of his prophethood, things were not difficult again. He was in control of the Arabian Peninsula and an area that is not less than 1 million square miles wide. The resources of this enclave was under his control. Yet, he was known to be a poor person. He was known to be seen sewing his own woolen cloth. He was seen patching his own sandal. He was seen sweeping in the home. He was seen partaking in the core activities of the family. He was seen to show love to everybody. This is the man that Nana Aisha described that never passed 3 nights in the household of Maulana Musa that we kindle fire. They don't have 3 square meals to eat, and all these resources of the world was under his control. Peace and benedictions of Allah be showered upon the best of mankind, the selfless man who does not allow environmental factor to influence the judgment. He does not allow the feeling of man, of a mortal, for materialism to dictate his leadership. This is the man that came to the world to deliver the oppressed from the hands of the oppressors. He gave a government that is just, reliable, free of corruption. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His benedictions of Allah be showered upon this noble soul of Maulana Mustafa in a way. In Allah ya'muru bil 'adli wal ihsan wa ita'i dhil qurba وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. This is what the Prophet stood for. 3 do's, 3 don'ts that are often repeated for every khutbah that we attend. And that was why his administration was unique, because he did not only read this portion to mankind, but he practiced it. Whether believers or non-believers under his government, they enjoy security, they enjoy provision of food, they enjoy provision of shelter without asking from where did you come, Arab or non-Arab, female or male. He gave equitable distribution of the resources under his care to mankind. May the peace and benedictions of Allah on this best of mankind. Let us pray. اللهم اصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا، واصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا، واصلح لنا آخرتنا التي فيها معادنا، واجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير، واجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا، ربنا لا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا، ربنا لا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به، واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم في العالمين انك حميد مجيد. قوموا